Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about a few updates that I have done on my crypto mining and the solar farm. But before we get to that, again, please consider sharing, liking, and subscribing. It doesn't take that much and it will help me out quite a lot. It would allow me to continue making videos to express what I'm going through, my decisions, my ideas. It will allow you also to learn a little bit while sharing with me any of your thoughts. So please just hit like, just share the videos and subscribe, and you will help out a fellow friend. Okay. So last week I was on vacation, and by last week I mean the first week of July. I went to New York, but before I went out, I actually went to the local store that actually sells solar panels, inverter, and stuff like that, and went out and bought a new inverter. On past video, I mentioned some of the ideas that I had and some of the equipment that I was going to use, but after long periods of thinking and going through the design, uh, I did something else. And it's not new with me. That's what I intend to do, but that is basically the process that I go through. That I have a plan, I keep changing it, but then you keep on doing something else. So let me just show you what I did. I bought a SMA Sonny Boy 6 kilowatt, uh, and it was pretty cheap too. It was about $1,000 here in Puerto Rico, which is not that bad. But I'm capable of using that system to feed the house with the solar panels that I currently have, while also any excess it will be pushed back. So basically, if I get my panels, they provide the energy. Any energy will be used with the house. Any excess will be pushed back. Now, my current situation, I'm not allowed to export energy to the grid, at least not in an amount that could either damage or can get me any fine. But my current system, with the amount of panels that I have, it's well enough in the borderline where if there is good enough sun, it will push at most 1 or 200 watts. That's it per hour. I would say it would not even get close to 1,000 watts, and maybe 500 at most. So my current situation or my current design, I have about, I would say, 4.125 kilowatt hours in panels, but I'm actually consuming from the crypto mining about 3.2 kilowatt hours. This inverter, it's about 95 to 98% efficient. So at the maximum amount of energy that I've seen from the panels in the inverter, it's about 3.8. That's it. My current design, the house and everything, it's consuming 3.2. So anything be above 3.3, it's going to be exported. So like I said, at most, I'm going to get 500 watts up to the grid, which means that after talking to the utility, they told me, well, I need to get everything under code, but just make sure that if you're going to export, don't go over a specific threshold, or I'm going to get fined or get disconnected or something like that. So this is my current situation. This is what I have. I bought an SMA, so I'm not gonna get the LV6048 for a specific reason. It's because this one is UL certified. It's been certified by the local company, which used to be AEE, now it's called Luma. And all I have to do is make the installation and get everything under code. Then I will pay a engineer so they can certify the installation and I can start pushing back energy. Based on the law in Puerto Rico, since I'm doing residential, I'm not allowed to export more than 25 kilowatt hours to the grid at any given point. That's the maximum, and that's a lot of energy. And by a lot of energy, it means that You might be producing 40 kilowatt hours, but using 30, you see? But you're not allowed to export more than 25 at any given time. That is not in total, that's just the amount of energy that you are allowed to use to export, if any. If not, you know, you're going to break something somewhere down the road. So, why I made that design choice or why I make that decision is basically because when I was using my off-grid inverter with the battery and the panels that I had, I actually bought 7 more panels. So I got now 21 panels. So I got 14. It's going to be 21 pretty soon. Um, when I was using the battery with the solar panels, I barely got 2 hours or 3 hours per day. But now that I get to see the wave that this inverter has, which I'm going to show you, now I understand why that's happening. Like, you literally have 5 hours per day that you're getting the maximum amount of energy from it. And it's not a constant. It's more like, let me just show you that. So it's about right here. Let me just show you this. This is my system. I am currently producing about 3.1 kilowatt hours. Let me just log in really fast. Right here. And let me just hide this out. Log in. Okay. We're back. Okay. So I'm producing about 3.1 kilowatt hours. This is my current production today. The one on the top, the third thing is the total between today. Yesterday, crappy day, a lot of clouds, 16 kilowatt hours. In total, 166 kilowatt hours that I produced myself, which is incredibly great. And this is the wave that I was talking to you or was mentioning. As you can see, at the beginning of the day, it's not a constant, especially when it's cloudy. I actually have a day right here. I think it's the 4th, this one. Let me just take you to that day. It was the 4th of July. Why can't you just give me the freaking 4th? It's right here. The 4th of July, I think, was the most perfect wave that I had. As you can see, it was a pretty constant sunny day, only around 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It got cloudy. Other than that, it was perfect. Then I added the, how to call that? I actually added the panels, which is right here. Okay. And as you can see the difference. The maximum peak amount of energy is being today, 3.2. And during the month, the best day was this one, 22 kilowatt, which is about borderline the maximum amount of energy that I'm able to produce. So the choice was simple. I only have to find an inverter that I could push back, already certified. It will lower the amount of money that I need to use to actually get a full installation, and it would allow me to learn more about a system that I have no idea how it works. And I actually fell in love with it because I get to see how much energy I'm producing. I get to quantify how much energy, how much saving I'm getting, just running the grid to mining, how much profit I get, which is something that I want to show you. So now we know that I'm capable of producing 22 kilowatts. That's the average. That's actually the maximum. But as you can see, since it's been raining and it's been cloudy, it's about 16, 15 per day, which is not bad. But I'm gonna go with the traditional 5.5 kilowatt, 5.5 hours per day, based on the 4 kilowatt hours, which is basically 22. So you got 4.125 times 5.5. That's about 22 kilowatt hours, which is, stick to that. That's per day. 22 kilowatt hours per day. It's pretty good. If you times that by 21 cents times 0.21, that's about $4.62 in savings that I'm producing myself. And yes, believe it or not, we actually pay 21 cents in Puerto Rico for grid energy. That's, if you want to talk about stupidity and ripoff, come to Puerto Rico. I dare you. You will not last 1 month, but we get used to it. This is why we need solar and renewables and stuff like that. Anyway, my cooling system is consuming about 3.2 kilowatt. If you run that 24 hours per day, that's about 76 kilowatt hours, which I'm going to round that to 77. You times that 365, then divide that by 12. That's about 2,300 watt hours in total per month. You times that 0.21, you're looking at almost $500 utility bill. Now, that is not what is happening right now, but I just want to give you an idea of what's happening. If you take the amount of money that I'm currently making per month, which is about $670 minus the $491, you're looking at about $178, $180. That's my profit, you know. So if you divide the 179 by 670, let me just 670. That's about 26% profit. It's not bad, but when you're doing crypto mining, the more profit you can get, the better, because it means that you will get to return of investment faster, which means you can pay off every equipment that you bought, which means you will get a better chance, positioning yourself or be more profitable. And but this number just changed quite a lot, which means that now 3.2 times 24, that's the amount of kilowatt hours that I'm using every 24 hours, minus 22. So now I'm using about 55 kilowatt hours per day. And this kind of makes sense because I've been paying attention to my meter and I record everything. So every time the sun comes down, I take a look at the meter. Every morning, I take a look again. And yes, I'm using about 55, 50, depends on the day. That's what I'm using. So it means that now 55 times 365 divided by 12 times 0.21. What it used to be almost 500, now it's more or less $355. My last bill was actually $355, but I was not running the full 14 panels. I was not using the full grid tied inverter. So that's the bill before I actually install everything. So just to give you an idea, hopefully my next bill, I'm expecting the same amount of money. But now today, when you look at that, that's basically, let's just say 355 minus the 670. Now I got $315 that is profit. And you divide that by 370, what it used to be 26% profit, now is 47. And this is why it's so important for me to share with you the knowledge that I'm getting, because now I am in a position that allows me to better design a system that could take this inverter. I could get more panels up to 25 kilowatt hour for exporting. It doesn't mean that I'm going to use everything. It just means that that's the maximum amount of energy that I'm allowed to export. Meaning that if I have a system that consumes, 40 kilowatt hours, I still have extra energy to get on top of that. So I could have a system about 65 kilowatt hours on production. I use 40, export 25. That's the main idea with this. And once I get everything into code, I might look at a 20, 15 at most cost percent. That's the percent of cost. Let me just run you a little, some numbers. Let's say I'm able to produce 25 kilowatt hours per day, and I'm not gonna just 25. times 5.5. Okay, I'm producing around 173 kilowatt hours per day. When you take out the 3.2 times 24, okay, minus, let me just run this 5.2 times 24. There you go, minus the 25 times 5.5. Now you're looking at a overproduction of 60 kilowatt hours. So now you are actually have a 100% profit from the crypto mining, which means that you will get to pay the full system way faster. For me, it would take about, I would say, anywhere from 8 to 7 months. So I could pay up for everything. My investment in total has been between the GPUs and the computers and everything, the panels. I think I'm getting close to $5,000, $6,000, something like that. So it means that, let's say 700 per month, about 6,000 divided by 700, about 8 months, 9 months. That's going to be the amount of time that I'm going to be able to pay up my investment once I get everything under code, once I get to export 25 kilowatt hours, maybe less. But it means that if I do that, it is the actual only way to, to be able to be 100% profitable. But to be able to get into that, I will need to spend an extra $3,000 to $4,000. That's $1,000. I need to spend at least $3,000 more dollars, which means more $1,000 more in panels to at least get to 6,000. Oh, it will actually be more than that. It will be like $3,000 more in panels, so I could get up to a point that I'm net zero with my build, and it means that I need to pay for a installer to make sure everything is under code. Then I need to pay to an engineer to get everything under code. So we are looking roughly $6,000 to $7,000. So I will have to spend 1 year, maybe more, paying up, but I will get free energy, like literally free energy. So here's my current situation. I'm taking way longer than I wanted to. If I take the system and use the battery that I explained to you in my last video, and I manage to get at least an extra 5 or 6 hours more, right now I'm 44% profit, but I can get up to 60% profit if I manage to get at least 5 hours on batteries. But that it's another video in itself, because I need now to design a battery that could play well with the system, design a full circuit that I could switch from the grid to the battery, let it run for 4 or 5 hours, and then switch back once it's done. And then on the other day, instead of having more panels, I will just have enough panel to recharge that battery by itself, and then continue the cycle every single day. I know it's a mouthful, it's a lot of information, but like I said, I'm not looking into, getting to way too many details or be perfect. I'm just trying to share with you what is going on over here so it makes sense for me. Uh, Hope you guys can understand. Hope you guys get it. Hope you guys can share with me your line of thoughts. I'm also looking into other technologies like wind, aluminum batteries, hydrogen fuel cells. But I'm just one guy, and this is what I'm doing this type of videos, because this is not the type of video that might get a million views, but it's the type of video that will allow you to learn, what allowing me to also, be better at what I'm doing. So, in the meantime, my next video, we're going to tackle the battery design, and hopefully we're going to continue talking about the grid tied inverter, the crypto mining stuff. And if you guys have any idea, what should I do with this, my 3D printing farm, which is right now been it's off because I'm on the office. If you have any projects for the 3D printing farm, let me know. But in the meantime, just remember, Jesus Christ loved you. He died for you and for me, and then resurrected the third day to give us access to eternal life. God bless you. Bye bye.